Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of EVgo, ticker symbol EVGO, which closed on the day Thursday, March 21st at a price of $2.43, being down just over 1% on the day, but then going up just over 1% in the after hours. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to cover this ticker is because of these 10 analysts, their average price target is $5.56, which is more than double current price. So I just wanted to explore if I think that price could be getting there. And so as you can see, I have drawn some lines up on the chart. And so I just wanted to break those down for you. And so really like the first one that I do want to go over is this purple downtrend here. You might notice that it does look like there was an inverse head and shoulders here, broke the neckline, and then ran up to this orange downtrend. And so from that inverse head and shoulders, we can take a measurement from the base of that head up to the neckline, and then move that to where it broke. And that looks like, basically the move that we got up to that orange downtrend, hitting a high of $3.37 before being rejected. So I just wanted to point that out. I think that's pretty neat. Also, it does look like we might be forming a non-inverse head and shoulders, or simply a head and shoulders, with the left shoulder being here, head being here, and potentially we are getting a bounce off of right around $2.30, which could form the right shoulder. And so based on the same type of measurement that I did over here to predict the high here, we can do the exact same thing if this head and shoulders pattern were to complete. Where would it go to the downside? And so from the top here, moving down to that neckline, that represents a downside move of just around $1. So it is quite possible price could be dropping to around $1.40. So I do think it is good to prepare for that, or at least to factor that into one's risk management. And so if we do pop up to right around $2.70, right around the high here, and we do get rejected from that level, that could be the start of this right shoulder being formed. And if we do test $2.30 again, it's quite possible we could be breaking that, so do keep that in mind. But if we do break that level, it is quite possible that we don't go down a full dollar. We could, only go down a partial move. And I do think this red uptrend is a good level to keep in mind. And so this is based on these two pivot points here, one being the all-time low at $1.88 that was hit on December 31st of 2023, and then the other pivot point being the low hit on February 6th, which was at a price of $1.93. So really, what we want to be keeping in mind is that we have seen higher lows forming here, so we don't want to see a lower low form. That could be bearish. So I think keeping an eye on $1.93 is good. If we do break this neckline here, this purple line at $2.31, if we do break that, keep an eye on $1.93. If we break that, next level is $1.88. And if we break both of those, I do think it's quite possible price could be going down to $1.40. But if we do hold this purple line, if this does act as a double bottom and price does rally above $2.70, moving up to this orange downtrend, and we do break out, I do think price could make its way to right around $5. But before I get onto that, I did want to point out where this downtrend originates from. It's based on these two highs, one being the high on December 26th, the other being the high hit on March 6th. And so that is how we get that downtrend. And so if price can get above 270, I do think that the next level we might be looking for would be right around $3. If we can get up to there, I do think there might be some resistance there. A, that being a psychological level, and B, price might be bumping into this downtrend, which has acted as resistance before. But if we are able to get above that and perhaps break above and then pull back, test it as support before moving higher, the next level up that I do see as being substantial resistance is going to be $3.65, this yellow line here. That is based on a low hit right around December 28th of 2022. That did act as support then before these big moves up, did act as support over here before we broke down, and then most recently tested that, getting rejected from it as resistance. So I do think it might very well be resistance moving forward into the future. But if we can reclaim that level, I do think it will act as support again. And then the next level up is right around $5. That is this green line here at $5.28, based on the low hit on July 5th of 2022, that low price being, $5.28, did act as support over here, resistance here with a little bit of a fake out breakout, and then a pullback. So I do think price could be heading up to that level, but I do think it will be bumping into some resistance along the way. And then it is quite possible you might notice a gray faded outline that I do have drawn in the background. And so I just wanted to bring that into picture so I can go over that briefly before I close the video. And so that line is based on the all-time high of $24.34 up here. And then the other pivot point is based on the high hit on August 16th of 2022. And so from that downtrend, we did get kind of a fake out breakout over here in November of 2021. But we have really, resided below that downtrend for quite some time, getting a few tests of it over here, but we have not been able to hold above it until just recently. We did break out from that downtrend around the end of November of 2023, and this inverse head and shoulders pattern that I went over did pull back and roughly tested the downtrend, that white downtrend there. And so it is quite possible that we have broken out and that we are going to see some bullish moves moving forward. So I do think that $5.28 could be in the future for EVgo this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. But those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.